building holds just north of 80,000, and they have come out in very good numbers today at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Cleveland Browns and the Washington Commanders. 22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And we are underway from FedEx Field. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Brissett going to go to the air right away. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years, with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And that's how you start a drive, because you know they had this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
On 1st and 10, Brissett. Throwing it Terry McLaurin's way again, and he's got it. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Well, he's one of the top receivers in the game, Charles, so no surprise here on the opening drive. They want to get him involved, and he has catches on back-to-back plays.
And, Brandon, I look at it from the defense's perspective. You know he's one of the top receivers in the game. You've got to find ways to slow him down, because if he gets into high gear, he's going to shred you all game long.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Throwing, Brissett. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And the sack leads to roughly a loss of 6, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
A 6-yard gain brings up 3rd and goal.
This is 3rd and goal. Brissett. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
Sly able to put this one through. And the Commanders get out to a 3-0 lead. Well, given where they started that opening drive, CD, I think to get 3 out of it, probably a pretty good start that they'll take.
I think you're exactly right about that, because they just shook off the effects of the kickoff in field position and took the ball and moved it downfield. Didn't pay off with a touchdown, but that drive, that was really nice for them, and they did come away with 3 points.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. I tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always say, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe it.
They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Throwing on third down, Watson. And this one is incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And as these guys interplay in Week 17, we know one thing. They are playoff bound, but they want to win that division title. They told us that is a goal that's been posted in their locker room since day one. They've got the chance to control their own destiny.
And there's nothing more powerful than saying that you won the division, because I know from building a team, when I talk with all the GMs and the player personnel directors, they always talk about, to get to the playoffs in the NFL, you have to have a team that's constructed to win your division. Beat those teams first. That's your #1 path to getting there, and they can get that done in this game.
Brissett to throw on first. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Handoff up the middle, Hunt. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
They'll run with Chubb. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
They'll try again with Chubb. Called a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Commanders' defense looking for a stop here. It's 3rd and goal. Chubb. And Chubb fighting, but nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped short of that first down marker. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on third down. Now what are we going to see on fourth?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
Now Watson going to sneak it. Try to wedge his way in there. No signal. I don't think he got there. He didn't. They try the sneak, but not enough push. He doesn't get in. And the Commander defense able to hold. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
And try to atone for it here on this drive. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. Brissett slings this deep from McLaurin. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far. But on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
To throw again on second down. Brissett over the middle, complete. It's Thomas. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. First down, Brissett. Throw right side, complete to Dotson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Brissett on first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Throwing again on second and 10. Brissett slings this deep from McLaurin. It got his man complete. Touchdown, Washington. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and the lead grows to 10-0. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Browns drive about to get started as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they... Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he gets it back into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery leading to a Washington touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice you're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, I'm not finished.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw, Watson. Man open left side is Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That 2nd down play nets a -4. We need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
So from an offensive perspective, at least able to get on the board here right in front of the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, now it's time to talk about complementary football, isn't it? Because if the defense can force a 3 and out, there could be enough time on the clock that they can get the ball back for their offensive guys and maybe put some more points on the board before the half.
And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. The long drive last time out for this offense, Charles, if you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Coming up on 2nd and 7.
Still kill. Hey, still kill.
Now Brissett. Oh, that's into a double. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. Well, do you want to unpack that one or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the... And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On first down, they'll run with Chubb, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Watson. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate move.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Amari Cooper with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Browns get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by York is up and good. And that slices the lead down to 17-10. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Here's Brissett. That's going to be caught downfield by McLaurin. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so, because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. From the gun, here's Brissett. Philip Dorsett holds it in. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
At the 46-yard line.
2nd and 11 now. To throw, Brissett. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. It's a quarterback sneak, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. As they begin their second half here, Charles, offensively, not where they want to be, obviously. They're losing in this ball game, but very much within striking distance. We'll see what adjustments they make in the second half.
Is that the old glass half full, half empty type of a deal? Which way do you want to look at it? Because you're right, they're down on the scoreboard, but they're definitely opportunities now because if they want to go ahead and get going in this one, get back to the running game. I think there are going to be some places to go with it, and I think the offensive line will appreciate the chance to fire out and hit people.
That's a good point because they virtually have nothing going in the ground game in that first half. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he is going to lose yardage here. No sweat from Montez Sweat that time as he makes that stop look easy.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
On 2nd and 15 now. Watson. And he completes it to Hunt. Down the sideline he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Kareem Hunt halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Browns have cut it back within a score. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead is down to a field goal. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
second down, here's Chubb again. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Now it's Watson. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. And the Commanders are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Greg Newsom. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter. No time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns have scored again in this 3rd quarter, this time to move out in front. Extra point by York is up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll run with Gibson. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. That one goes for 8 yards. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A give to Gibson running right. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Browns drive about to get started. From his goal line here, Watson. And some room to work. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
All the practice, all the training, all the meetings. In this situation, I know exactly what quarterbacks are taught. Take care of the football. That's job one, paramount. Because you cough it up here, you might be giving up 6 points real easy.
Tip of the cap to the defense, though, forcing the fumble. And it'll be intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And the Browns are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. His zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Watson. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Browns send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well.
The Commanders take over 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play, and he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now we got whistles before the snap. Looked like one of the Commanders jumped. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Dorsett making the catch.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Washington on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot. Maybe. Call it 4th and inches. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Here's Brissett. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. A give running right, Gibson. And down inside the 15 he goes. 58 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
Brissett's throw taken in by Samuel. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Antonio Gibson, his 25th touchdown. Tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Commanders have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Watson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Watson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. that's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turning over 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing. But I'll guarantee you, it's not very good.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal. Throwing, Brissett. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Commanders will add to their 4th quarter lead. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Watson now to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Now the focus is really clear. They need to get that 1st down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
In motion comes the tight end left. Watson to throw. Finding Hunt. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down.
Well, he's had the interception woes in this one, Charles, and that time a little bold to throw it into double coverage, but he beat the double coverage.
Yeah, but I admire that he still will challenge defenders downfield, even though the ball's been in jeopardy a few times in this game. A nice ball there against multiple defenders, and they advance it downfield.
Watson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Cameron Curl, and the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
They run the toss now with Gibson.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
What a change in this ball game in the 4th quarter, Charles. They just completely took over, and not only did they get the lead, they end up winning somewhat comfortably.
And when we spent time talking with them before the game, they made sure that we knew that they thought that they were the better team in this one, and they never lost that thought or lost that focus, and they played like it in the fourth quarter. That's how you offer a late comeback and get a win.
So for Washington, they run their record to 13-3 now on the year.